far beyond the orbit of Neptune, far beyond the icy, scattered archipelago of the Kuiper Belt, there is a boundary where the wind from our Sunday finally dies. It is a place where the stream of charged particles that has flowed outward for billions of miles crashes into the interstellar medium, the thin, cold soup of gas and dust that fills the spaces between the stars. This is the Heliopause. It is the edge of our solar bubble, the physical limit of our home's influence. And sailing past this boundary, moving at a speed of 17 kilometers every single second, is a small, adventurous collection of aluminum, gold, and silicon. We call it Voyager 1. It is the most distant human-made object in existence. Launched in the late summer of 1977, a time of bell-bottoms and analog dreams, it has traveled further than any mind can truly comprehend. To speak of miles or kilometers here is useless. The numbers become too large, too abstract to feel. Instead, think of light. Light, which can circle the Earth 7 times in a single heartbeat, takes over 22 hours to reach Voyager. If you were to shine a laser at it tonight, you would have to wait nearly a full day for the beam to arrive, and another day to see the reflection. It is floating in the true dark now. The Sunday, once a blinding tyrant in the sky, has shrunk to a mere point of brilliance. Still the brightest star in the heavens, but no longer a sun that provides warmth. The solar panels that power satellites near Earth would be useless here. Instead, Voyager runs on the heat of decay. It carries 3 radioisotope thermoelectric generators, spheres of plutonium-238 that are slowly, inevitably breaking down. As the atoms split, they release heat, which is converted into a faint trickle of electricity. It is a nuclear heartbeat, growing slower and fainter with each passing year. The environment Voyager traverses is not empty, though it appears that way to the naked eye. It is moving through a sea of plasma, a tenuous fog of ionized gas ejected by ancient supernova explosions millions of years ago. The probe is currently sailing through a region where the density of particles is incredibly low. Yet these particles tell the story of the galaxy's violent history. Occasionally, a shock wave from our distant Sunday catches up to it, rippling through the plasma like a tsunami across an invisible ocean, causing the specialized instruments on board to vibrate in sympathy. Despite this activity, the defining characteristic of Voyager's reality is silence. Imagine a silence so deep that it has weight. On Earth, silence is just the absence of noise, a pause between words, a quiet room. But out there, silence is the default state of existence. It is a physical law. There is no air to carry a sound wave. There is no atmosphere to scatter light into a blue sky. There is only the sharp, unfiltered starlight in the black void. The silence of interstellar space is not waiting to be broken. It is indifferent to the concept of sound altogether. And yet, carrying on through this crushing quiet is a golden phonograph record. Bolted to the side of the probe is a 12-inch disc. Gold-plated copper, protected by an aluminum cover. It is a time capsule, a message in a bottle thrown into the widest ocean imaginable. Etched into its grooves are the sounds of a world that Voyager will never see again. There are greetings in 55 languages. There is the music of Bach, Mozart, and Chuck Berry. There are the sounds of thunder, of wind, of crickets, and of a mother kissing a child. There is a profound, almost heartbreaking irony in this. We have sent a library of sound into a place where sound cannot exist. We have sent a collection of human warmth into a vacuum that sits at 3 degrees above absolute zero. If you were floating alongside Voyager right now, you would see nothing but a fragile, spidery silhouette against the star field. The large, high-gain antenna, a white dish nearly 4 meters across, is pointed unwaveringly back towards the inner solar system. It is locked onto Earth with a tenacity that defies logic. It is trying to whisper home. Its transmitter operates with about as much power as a refrigerator light bulb, roughly 23 watts. By the time that signal traverses the billions of miles to reach the deep space network antennas in California or Australia, it is a billionth of a watt. It is a whisper so faint that it requires the most sensitive ears humanity possesses to detect it. But soon, even that whisper will cease. The engineers at NASA are currently in the long, slow process of shutting Voyager down. To conserve power, they have turned off heaters and scientific instruments one by one. It is a long goodbye. Sometime around the year 2025, or perhaps a few years later, the plutonium generators will no longer provide enough juice to power the transmitter. The gyroscopes will spin down. The attitude control thrusters will fire for the last time. The antenna will drift away from Earth. At that moment, Voyager 1 will cease to be a machine and will become something else. It will become an artifact. This is where the science ends and the poetry of existence begins. When the transmitter dies, Voyager will not stop. In the frictionless vacuum of space, Newton's laws are absolute. An object in motion stays in motion. Without any air resistance to slow it down, Voyager will coast forward at its current speed, 38,000 miles per HR forever. It will drift through the Oort cloud, a journey that will take thousands of years. It will pass within 1.6 light years of the star Gliese 445 in about 40,000 years. But pass is a relative term. In the vastness of the galaxy, a light year is a stone's throw. Yet to us, it is an insurmountable canyon. Voyager will be a silent ghost ship, gliding past stars that are currently nameless, past worlds we will never discover. There is a specific kind of loneliness here, but it is not a sad loneliness. It is a majestic one. Think of the golden record again. Who is it for? We tell ourselves it is for extraterrestrials, a greeting card for some future civilization that might stumble upon this derelict craft. But the odds of Voyager being found in the enormity of the Milky Way are statistically zero. The space between stars is too vast. The probe is too small. It is a single grain of sand floating in the Pacific Ocean. So if no alien eyes ever see the diagrams on the cover, and no alien ears ever figure out how to play the record, does the message still matter? Yes, because the message was not really for them, it was for us. Voyager is a physical manifestation of the human spirit, its refusal to be contained. We are creatures born on a rock, bound by gravity, living short, fragile lives. We are terrified of the dark. We are terrified of being forgotten. So, we built a machine, we gave it our voice, and we threw it into the abyss as an act of defiance. We said, we were here. We made music. We fell in love. We understood mathematics, and we were not afraid to reach out. As you sit here, surrounded by the atmosphere of Earth, breathing air and feeling the pull of gravity, Voyager is out there, right now. In the time it took you to listen to this sentence, it has traveled another few hundred kilometers into the unknown. It is alone in a way that no human being has ever been alone. It has left the protection of the sun. It has left the neighborhood. It is the first ambassador of Earth to the galaxy at large. and it is mute. Imagine the view from its deck. The constellations are beginning to warp. The stars are shifting their positions, slowly over millennia, rendering the sky unrecognizable to human eyes. The Sunday is just another star now, indistinguishable from the thousands of others. The Earth is invisible, lost in the glare, smaller than a pixel, smaller than a dust mote, and yet the probe carries the memory of that dust mote in the silence of the interstellar medium. The golden record waits. It holds the laughter of children recorded in 1977. Those children are adults now, or perhaps they have passed away. The civilizations that built Voyager have changed. The borders on the maps have shifted. But on that disk, the laughter is fresh. The music is clear. The greeting is eternal. Voyager 1 is a testament to the idea that we can outlast ourselves. The copper and gold will not corrode in the vacuum. The aluminum will not rust unless it has the incredible misfortune of colliding with something, which is unlikely in the extreme. Voyager will remain intact for billions of years. It will likely outlive the Earth itself. Long after our sun has swollen into a red giant and consumed our planet. Long after the atmosphere has boiled away and the cities have crumbled to dust. Voyager will still be out there. It will be drifting in the silence, polished by the cosmic dust. A small, shiny monument to a species that once looked up at the stars and wondered what was out there. There is a peace in this realization. We often clutter our lives with noise because we are afraid of the quiet. We fill our schedules because we are afraid of stillness. But Voyager teaches us the beauty of the long drift. It teaches us that it is okay to disconnect. It is okay to simply float. The universe is not hostile, it is merely vast. The darkness is not evil, it is merely the canvas upon which the stars are painted. Voyager has entered that canvas, not as a conqueror, but as a part of the artwork. It is drifting into forever. It carries our voice into the cathedral of the eternal night, where no one needs to listen for the song to be beautiful. It is enough that the song exists. It is enough that we tried. So let us bid farewell to the traveler, not with sadness, but with pride. It goes where we cannot. It survives what we cannot. It is the part of us that is broken free from the chains of time and mortality. In the deepest, coldest quiet of the cosmos, Voyager flies on, a silver needle threading the black fabric of eternity alone, unafraid, and carrying the best of us into the endless dark